throughout the Seraph of the Yin community, or Awari no Seras, whatever way you want to call it, a reassuring or a topic that gets brought up a lot is Mika, or is Mika gay? Does he have romantic feelings for you? Does you have romantic feelings for Mika? The ship you, Mika, aka you and Mika just being together, is a ship that is commonly used amongst fans. As while I am a gigantic fan of the series, I personally do not ship them, and I think they are more like brothers. So today, I'll be looking at all the things that shippers use, and I'll be talking about it. I won't be just using my side and trying to debunk them. I'll be showing both sides of the argument. I want you all to know, though, before this video even starts, that I am taking the side that they are brothers. But if anything, like I say in this video, is wrong, you please just let me know down in the comments below. And another thing, guys, if it does get proven down the road that the two of them are gay, I apologize for anybody I offended, and I will respectfully take my L. But I am 99.99.9999% sure that this is the case, that Mika and you are mostly straight. Maybe Mika is bi, but even then I doubt he has any feelings for you. At least any feelings that he's actually realized. You could have headcanons, but there's no official statements. But I know I am holding you guys up, so how about we get right into this topic. Alright, so let's start off with one of the main arguments, one of the main claims that everybody loves to use when we're using the Mika U ship, and that is chapter 90. So let's go over chapter 90 first. So chapter 90 starts off with basically Team Shinawa heading towards you, as she already sensed that Yuichiro was crying. So they heading out. They're trying to get towards you. Now, you and Mika, they're in a bad scenario. Mika got this lightning surrounding him. His body is basically like split in half. He's just not in a good state right now. And Mika's body starts to float, and this is when he teleported into Ashuramaru's, realm. It is then where you was like, I don't want to be alone. I don't want to lose Mika again. And this is when you is basically like, I can't take this anymore. Kill me. I want to die. And Ashuramaru says, you want to die? Are you sure? And this is when you says yes. As Ashuramaru gives him a reason to live. And that reason is that Mika has said, I will protect you. He wanted you to keep living no matter what. And this is when you apologizes for being so weak. He's basically just like, I'm sorry, but he's human. Technically, he's not human, but not the biggest discussion. As this is when he asked Ashuramaru, please kill me. I am tired. I no longer want to live. This is too much. As Ashuramaru pulls out the sword, putting it at his neck, going to kill him. But he remembers Mika's words. Don't worry, you. I'll keep you safe. As Ashuramaru then says, Mika loved you. He gave his life for you. In his final moments, he gave you a reason to keep living, but you're going to ignore that and die. And this is when you starts to break down. He can't take this pain anymore. Now, a lot of people say the whole argument, like just how Ashuramaru said, Mika loved him. I think something that you guys have misunderstood is that they were all together for a long period of time. Okay, they was together ever since, the orphanage all the way up to the whole vampire place. They basically been through hell and back with each other. And when you're going through that type of situation, when you're building that bond with people, you're usually going to gain that emotion named love. Yuichiro at the time couldn't show it, and it was an emotion that he never knew how to fully express with them. And it's one of the best causes that people like to bring up, and that cause being that you don't know how much a loss will hurt you until you lose them. You don't regret it until you lose them. You regret not saying I love you and things like that. Now, let's go back to Mika's first death. One thing that Mika was never able to say was I love you. He was never able to say that to his family as they were mercilessly massacred in front of him. You never got to hear Mika say I love him, and he never got to say goodbye to his family. He abandoned his family, and during that whole time, he lived for one purpose: revenge. And I'm sure that if he never met Shinoa's squad, or if this series wasn't a shonen base, because if I'm not mistaken, Seraph is a shonen manga. If it wasn't shonen and it went down the seinen route, I am 100% positive that he would have been revenge based until he met Mika again. And with him just being this revenge based character, this would have left you to be somebody, let's see, who only wished for revenge, a Sasuke-based character. How Sasuke was basically like, once my revenge is done, my life has no purpose. I fulfilled my life goal, and after that, I keep moving forward. Well, for you, it probably just he would have committed suicide most likely. And that's my thing. If he never was able to build that bond with Shinoa's squad, he would have killed himself. He wanted to avenge his family and then meet them once again. Luckily, he met Mika, so it was a good alternative. But that is what I mean by that whole statement there. So do I think that it means that Mika loved you in a romantic way? No. Though, does it state that he did love him? Yes. Now, I did hear that it did have the kanji for representing love, such as I love this person. And romantic wise, and yeah, you can 100% use this. But then again, we don't know, well, first things first, if this is even fully true, because most of these translators get their things off of Google Translate, and no matter how much a Japanese person tries to translate English person tries to translate Japanese into English, yeah, it doesn't go well. Okay. Let's take the Boruto manga, right? The thing could say, F this B B B B B, right? Okay, it may in a English translation may just say, man, you freaking Red Hood partner. Like, those are the type of things that will be said. So that's my thing when it comes to the whole, hey, it was a kanji for this and this and this. Well, at the same time, we aren't Japanese people, so there's almost no way to prove this. And there's no translator based off what I know that speaks fluent Japanese. And if there is, please give it to me. I'm just saying for the Seraph of the End fan base only. I'm not talking about in general, guys. So now that we covered that, and like I said, this can go both ways when it comes to Mika. Like I said in the beginning of the video, that I will be taking the side of Mika, being straight and not being a, gay person fully. And at most, I would give you guys the bi side of things, and only because of that kanji situation. That's the only reason, to be honest. But let's go on and let's finish off chapter 90. Chapter 90 would then end with you saying Mika saying I love you before he explodes and dies. Now, I've explained this plenty of times, but I shall explain it again. They lost their family. What is a common saying? Around all, it doesn't matter what race, what tribe you come from, what is one thing that is always mentioned in the world amongst your family, all of that? You don't understand how hard a loss will hurt you until you experience it. Until you wake up that next morning and realize that you and that person can't argue how you used to. You can't play. You can't jump on each other's back. You can't eat with each other like you used to. You can't smile with each other how you used to. You can't care for each other. You can't be there for each other like you used to. And that's simply because they're all gone. And you couldn't say goodbye. That is a situation that I feel like that's the situation with Mika. He couldn't ever say goodbye. He couldn't say goodbye to any of his family. And that's the sad truth, the sad reality to the situation when it comes to Mika and you. Now that we got done with chapter 90, how about we go ahead and talk about the scenes that I see a lot, especially via anime, so we can kind of stop talking about the manga for a little bit, because I know you guys are getting tired of staring at those manga panels on the screen. Future Saruto, edit right, please, you idiot. Anyway, so let's talk about those scenes, right? So one of the first scenes I guess we can bring up is the whole when you first go to his berserk form, his angel god transformation demon form, where he get the black transformation, his eyes turning weird, and he's just going berserk mode. He's attacking everybody. Gurren is like, finally, it's here. Like, they getting lit, right? Now, I'm sure Gurren, no, I'm not just gonna say sure. Gurren knew the whole situation with you and his family. He saw how much Mika cared, and Mika alone wasn't even enough to bring you back, okay? Let's just talk about Yuichiro for a little bit, because he is a big part with this whole, situation. And while Mika the love and connection between him and you, even though they were family and growing up with each other, it still wasn't enough. But surprisingly, the girl who actually, confessed her feelings for you, on many occasions, gained feelings for him, was able to, or ready to sacrifice her life for him because of her love. She gained more power because of her love and desire. Her sexual desires and thrive to be with him is how she got stronger. So with that being the case, let's actually compete here. Who would really have use heart in this situation? Would it be Mika or would it be Shinua? It would most likely be Shinua in this situation. And I know I have some people out there like, hey, are you trying to say you ship them? I don't ship nobody. I am just using, basically what is given to us. So we can kind of say that for now, or like this part of the story, you isn't gay nor bi. If anything, he could be seen as fully straight, as he's only had those type of emotions toward a female. Now, let's talk about Mika and, let's see, the scene where, he's about to turn into a full vampire, right? The scene where he basically has to fight the whole demon corpse, like, army place, demon moon army, and he needs to save you, and they in this little convenience store, and they giving each other hickeys and shit. Okay, so with this being the case, we do obviously see that Mika and you, okay, they're both blushing, okay? But let's describe this a little more, okay? When we're seeing Mika's blush, it's out of embarrassment. And let me explain why it's out of embarrassment. One, it's simply because he doesn't want to drink the blood from you. He doesn't want to become a monster. And him drinking that blood and stuff is going to leave him embarrassed, especially because he let his monster tendencies take over. All right, let me explain. So let's use a real life scenario, okay? You're with your parents, okay? And you really want to suck your thumb, okay? I'm just going to use this as a quick example. Don't worry about it. Listen. So you want to suck your thumb very bad, right? But your thumb, it has a poison on it. And if you drink that poison, you get turned into this gigantic monster. But your dad's finger is cut off and nobody in the world has a thumb but you. You couldn't resist the urge, okay? So what do? You suck your own thumb and you turn into this monster. Now everybody's looking at you, and your parents, the people that love you, the people that you care about. Now they're looking at you and you're embarrassed because look at you. Just because you couldn't resist the urge because of your own weakness, at least that's how you would feel. Even though it's not Mika's fault, nor would it be your fault in this scenario because you couldn't resist the urge. That's just how it would end up being. That's how the scenario would end up playing out, to a point where you couldn't resist it. And now that everybody's looking at you like this monster, it must You know, it must be hurting on you, especially when it comes to Mika's situation. He didn't want to become this monster, and he kept calling humans monsters, but now he felt like he turned into one. So all that embarrassment must be catching up on him, especially because, like, you was making fun of this man. Like, I don't think any of you, like, you know, noticed it. Now, if you want to, you know, talk about the whole you blushing thing, I'll cover that in a completely different video talking about Yuichiro, because, you know, he's the MC, so it's like way more manga continuity to cover on that. But that's really the main, like, arguments you guys give. And to just debunk this quick weird thing that you guys use, it's the argument to where you're trying to use this fake official art, but the thing is, all the official art that comes out are either in the Jump magazines, which when you look it up, it literally shows you what's in the Jump magazines, and you don't see Mika and you holding hands on top of each other, making out furiously, about to strip down. That's not official art, and it's a shonen, meaning it's targeted towards what kids? Oh yeah, young kids. And I'm sure, no, I'm 100% positive that it was literally stated on multiple occasions that Japanese people are the most homophobic people you could meet. Alright? So with them being so homophobic, especially probably the males, this is a magazine that their young males should be reading. Alright? Now, I'm not saying that the author of Seraph the End can't express themselves, but you have to use your head a little bit, okay? Why would they want to get themselves canceled out the magazine? And to be more exact, why would Shonen Jump let such a good series like Seraph of the End get ruined because of a simple, dumb thing, okay? Like, it's just false. And it's not that hard to prove that, hey, you're not about to have two males basically half making out in a magazine for kids, all right? So, like, you can have your own dirty, thirsty desires when it comes to two underage kids, by the way. Like, however you want, because of how many fan arts I've seen of the two of them, like, as young kids, back when they were at the orphanage, like, kissing and holding hands and shit. Like, okay, I understand you can have your own sexual desires, and this be the same people who be saying, don't sexualize this girl, this girl, this girl. Okay, that's cool, but don't be a hypocrite. Don't do the same thing you're telling us not to do. And I can never, you know, go ahead and sexualize a girl and I'm being for real about it. I may do it, you know, laugh and giggles. Why not? I mean, it's funny sometimes. But what you guys do it is because you guys get off to it. And I'm not sure if it's because you want to feel like you need a place, I guess, or is this like a comfort place for you? But I just personally feel like you guys shouldn't be forcing it and sending many death threats, which is the main reason that I feel like this manga discussion / anime discussion was even needed in the first place. But guys, this is where I will be ending off the first video of this channel, which covered the discussion is Mika Hayukaya. Dang, I still can't say his last name, no matter how much I try. Or Mika Michaela, however you want to say it. Is he, you know, gay? Now, I will give Mika the benefit of the doubt that he just may be bi, but I mean, it hasn't been confirmed, so at most, he's probably, I don't know, straight since his first kiss was a female. And yeah, he hasn't shown any other attraction toward, like, any other male. And I've explained every moment, like, why he would blush around you. And the only, I guess, say slide I will give you guys, or a great, like, you know, reason that you guys have is the kanji situation. But even then, you would need way more proof. Now, if you don't agree with what I have to say, don't leave hate and stuff like that, guys. It's not worth it. Don't be, come on. Don't waste your life. Don't be like that. Do better. But I do love you all. Hate this video. Love this video. Whatever. That's all I have to say. And be prepared, as I do have many more awesome discussion videos and other things on the way. Peace out and thanks for watching.